All right, so I am going to show you how to use the sky overlay action. This is if you have a pretty nice sky, but it's a little boring, so you just want to zhuzh it up a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our actions. If you don't see it over here or over here, the little play button, you're going to go to Window and then you'll go down to Actions. Mine, for some odd reason, likes to disappear often on me. I'm going to move it over here and make it smaller. So you want to open up the ash overlays. Now if it's in the folder, if you don't actually see any actions in there, then you have to press the little triangle next to it, and then you'll see where it says ash overlays. You're going to click on that and you're going to press play. And then it's going to say select an ash design overlay. Scale the overlay to fit your image, then press the enter key, press continue. So I'm going to hit continue. You can also just hit enter. And then you're going to find, mine are in my downloads somewhere in here, I think. I'm just going to go into skies. So I'm going to find my skies. So I have a whole bunch of different skies and things like that. So I'm going to just pick an Arizona sky just to brighten it up just a little bit. So I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to press place. And then I am just going to put that, my actions over here, over this, making sure that I fill up the area that I want. You just need to fill the sky. If you want to, you can scale this down. See how this does that? If it does that, it's being in proportion. So if you just hold shift, you can move that down. Okay? And then you hit enter. And then using a soft 80% brush to carefully paint on the overlay to remove any face on detail, skin, etc. So I'm going to hit continue. So if I want to get rid of this here, I am going to create an overlay. So if I just paint on here, it's just going to get rid of it because she put the gray on here to begin with. So then I can paint over that area right there. So now I have that overlay part completely done. So now what I'm going to show you is how to get rid of or how to put a sky in for the blown out sky. So if you look at this image, the sky is really boring. The picture is really pretty, but the sky, little to be desired. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a different action. So I'm going to go back into my actions and I am going to find the one that says, and mine are all kind of crazy. It's going to be the Lux Cloud Applicator. If I go into here, it'll say Blown Out Sky Magic Replace. I'm going to click on that. And again, I'm going to press play. And then it's going to say, sometimes you made it paint over the sky, blah, 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 black. Yeah. So I'm going to go into my skies. If you have a different folder that you want to go into, I have a lot of sky folders. I'm just going to use this one. This actually was more at sunset, so I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to press place. Now I also know that the sunset really wouldn't be right here because the horizon really is about right here. So I'm going to kind of place that where I want it to be. So if I placed it more like this, that's not going to look very natural, but I do want these clouds in here. I'm going to zoom out. Command minus will zoom you out. I might make it just a little bit bigger. I'm going to hit enter and it's going to go through its thing and now it's done. Now, I want to get rid of all this crap. I'm going to zoom in. Right here isn't very good. So I'm going to come over to where it says black perfect sky. This says white recover image. I don't ever actually use that layer. I did at one point. I don't anymore. So what I'm going to do is I have a white on top. I'm going to hit X. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to paint over this because I don't care that it's actually darker. And I'm going to come over this, but I'm going to fix that because I don't like that. Come over here and I'm going to fix the areas that look bad. So I hit X, so now I have white on top, and I'm actually going to make my brush size smaller. I come in here. Now I'm actually not editing on my full size image, I'm just editing on my web image, so my brush is abnormally small. Just going to come in here and kind of, don't like that. We'll just darken this back up. Typically, I don't have all of this in here. And if I wanted to, I could darken this whole thing up if I so choose. Now I can go in here and I can mess around with things. Now remember, you're doing this for a different purpose than right here. So you may want to boost your saturation. You might want that to look a little different. You might want to boost that contrast because boosting that contrast will really add to when you make your little planets. A cooler sky. I personally usually like fade my sky, which you can't see on this one, or I blur my sky. For this one, I would blur my sky. For yours, you don't necessarily have to. So I really don't like that right there, so I'm going to fix that. And I don't really like that either. It's a pretty dark sky to put behind these, so I probably wouldn't have used this sky. So anyway, when you're all done, you want to go to your, this is very important. When you're all done, you want to go to layer and you want to flatten your image and you're going to press OK. And then you're going to go to file, save as. And then you want to rename it something because you want to keep your original image. I want you to keep your original image because I want a before and after picture. So you're going to save it as, let's say, Sky 1. Or Sky 2 or whatever you're going to save. Make sure your format right here is indeed a JPEG. Mine is because, and yours will probably be too, just because of the format that you save yours in. But you definitely want to save it as a JPEG because it will not open in the programs we're going to use if you don't. So once you're done with that, you're going to press save. I can press save. This will pop up, JPEG options. Make sure the quality is 12. Press OK. And then you're done.